Hey guys, I'm getting some soap cut up. I'll line my tray. So this is a jewel weed soap that I made using some olive oil that I infused with jewel weed from our property. And it's also got tea tree and lavender. And of course it is a goat's milk soap. That's the type of soap I make. I made this yesterday. So I want to get this cut up so I can get it drying. This box for drying the soap here is actually, I think it's a drawer. I don't know if you can see, but I drilled some holes around it for airflow. And I have 2 of these now, so it's gonna allow me to dry more soap than I've been able to. So yeah, the soap needs to be somewhere dry and ventilated. Oh, I just love this soap cutter. This is so fun to cut this soap. And I've also made a lavender batch of soap since the last time I've recorded a video, and that came out really nicely too. I think that's gonna be it for this bar. There's the end. I think I'll just leave this bar. It's got a little parchment paper on it. I think we'll just use this bar ourselves. All right. Oh, and I can't forget this little guy. Make room. All right, we're done cutting it. This is the lavender soap. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it's like a light pink color. So I'm gonna put these up on the fridge to dry. Okay, we're gonna look at a couple knitting projects that I'm working on. I like to have 2 projects going. One of them I like to have for knitting on Shabbat when it's not going to be, definitely not going to be to sell. It's going to be for our family or for a gift or just for fun. So that's what this one is. It's a little pair of mittens. Hopefully the light's bright enough in here. It's my hand spun yarn, and I did these 2 at a time. Obviously they're still on the needle, on a long circular needle. There's a really good book, 2 at a time from the Toe Up Socks, that I learned this method, oh gosh, maybe 10 years ago. Actually, yeah, more like 15 years ago. So it's a certain cast on you do that allows you to cast on the toe, and then I'm just making this up just for fun to see if I could figure it out. And I've knit up to, this is where the thumb hole is, where the stitch marker is, and I'm gonna do a few more rows and then a cuff. So I love this method because they come out the same size. They you don't have to knit one and then lose motivation and forget about it or decide I don't really want to finish the next one. So these are Gideon's size. I keep having him try them on and he's all excited. So let's see if I can show the other side. They're also really thickly knit because I'm using a really thin needle that would be for socks, and the yarn is really more of like a worsted weight yarn. I think these are like a size 2 maybe. So it's not the most like relaxing thing to knit because it is a bit of a tight gauge, but it feels really nice, and I wanted them to be really thick and warm for playing outside. So that's my Shabbat knitting. You do have to have 2 balls of yarn and manage your yarn so that doesn't get crazy tangled. But I haven't knit socks in ages. I kind of lost motivation on the socks just because they just get worn out so quickly. And my other knitting that I have is let's see if I can get it here, is a shawl. So this, let me see if I can show the whole thing. It is on the needle still. This is where I cast on this portion here. And then it's a yarn over, 2 yarn overs in the middle, and then 1 yarn over at each end before the last stitch. And that is creating this V or triangular shape. So this is also my hand spun yarn. The needle's keeping it kind of bunched up, but it will be a triangular shawl. And I just added on this yarn, which is going to give it some color. It's got orange and blue and white and gray. Fun. It's kind of a mix of fibers. There's some merino, some of the Icelandic wool that I have a lot of, and even some Angora. Yeah, the white in here is some Angora. So this is I really like the gauge on this one because I have a bigger needle size. What size are these? Yeah, these are size 11s. So with a nice hand spun yarn, it's got a nice feel to it. Hi.
Is it plugged in?
I'm recording.
Is it making a sound?
Yeah, it's recording volume. You want to say hi? No? Okay. Well, that's what I've been knitting lately. This one may end up being, I was thinking of putting it on Etsy when I'm finished. Although Rivka did say, can I have that? So we'll see. We'll see. I really like easy patterns
I'm gonna put
that I can memorize. We've been busy. I've been going through all of our eBay books, just box by box, and we're redoing the inventory, and we are raising our profit margin because we're just completely out of storage for adding more books, which we do have more good books. So in order to free up some space, could you guys go play?
Yes.
Okay, because you're kind of distracting me. In order to free up some space, which we desperately need, we are getting rid of books that are below a $20 sale price. So that's quite a lot of books. It's probably 2/3 of the books. And as we do this process, we are labeling the boxes and labeling the listings on eBay so that we can easily and quickly go to the correct box, and then it's not a lot of searching for the item, which we haven't had an inventory system, so it's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna take up a lot less space. The books are actually going out into our back room, which is like more of a cold storage area, and that's gonna free up the we have a really big crawl space that we have some ideas for, and it's also helping to free up the bedroom upstairs that we're hoping to renovate and be able to use as a nice little bedroom. So it's going well, but it is time consuming. And we've been able to sell off some of the boxes of discards so far, and I hope that people want to keep buying them. Just $10 a box just to move them out and get a little bit of cash quickly. And what else? Also, we're going back to doing things that aren't books with eBay as well. So with raising the profit margin, we're gonna be able to do, you can't always find books that are worth $20+, so be doing a variety of items, which I have done for years. It's gonna make it easier to source the items, and it's gonna make it more fun, because I really like finding like random things, even if they're not books, that someone's gonna want. Maybe it's rare or old, or it's just underpriced at the thrift shop, and I can grab that. I can think, is this gonna be able to make us be listed for over $20? And it's already been giving us more sales on eBay, and I also have a 50% off sale, so it's been going well with getting rid of things, but it is a process, so just trying to be patient and continue with the process. I think we had over 1,200 items on eBay, and now we're down into the below 1,000. So stuff's definitely coming off eBay. And some of the things I noticed, like I had something spelled wrong, which was probably why it didn't sell. And things, once I edit things, if I notice a mistake, some things have sold pretty quickly. So I guess that's my eBay update. What else? I guess other than that, we've just been doing a lot of making food like usual. That's my main, it seems like my main job is making food for people. So we've been cooking up squash in the Instant Pot and making soup and different things, using up a lot of different squashes. We've been making bread, and last night we had salad with ground beef and like chopped apples and toppings, and that was really good. Yeah, and other than making food, we've got our homeschooling routine that we're working on, teaching people just the basic stuff they need to know. And obviously there's the bunnies and the birds that we still have birds to butcher. I ended up getting like a rash on my, I don't know, where my skin is thin on my, what is this, forearm? Inner arm. So we kind of held off on more butchering. I actually have 2 chickens in the fridge that I'm gonna put in the, put them in the Instant Pot because they were roosters, and get them cooked and then make some yummy soup and broth out of them. So yeah, we've got the butchering on our mind, and we've got sorry Sorry, I keep saying I've been making soap, which is exciting. One of the tricks that's making it a little more convenient for the soap making is that I will measure out the oils into the pot where I'm gonna melt them one day and then get that all set, and then the next day or even a couple days later I can come back and do the rest of the process with the frozen goat's milk and the lye, and that way it's just all ready to go, and it takes maybe an hour just to finish getting out the rest of the ingredients to put in, and melting the oils, getting the lye and milk solution all melted, and then combining them with the blender, immersion blender, and that comes together pretty quickly if I can get all the oils measured ahead of time. That's been working really well. Then it's also like I've committed to making it, so that just makes it happen. Oh, I hear the geese outside. Yeah, we still want to build a goose house. And we need to get some lumber for some building projects. And the bunny care, I'm getting to the point where I need to do some shearing with the bunnies. So I do have a clipper that I got, like a electric clipper, and it works really well, and I've only used it some, so I'm not great at it, but that's a nice option where if it's needing to be done quickly, more quickly than with scissors, I can do that. So I'm gonna be working on some bunny grooming and shearing too. All right, well that's it for now, guys. Take care.
We're gonna play upstairs.